welcome back to another episode of the Screen Addicts podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Chris TV Villegas.
I am your other co-host, Cinema, Steven Sosa.
And we are so happy to be joined by a returning guest, Donald D-Dub. How is it going, my friend?
D-Dub in the
The
house.
voice has returned.
Other than the company I work for going bankrupt and having to search for a job, it's been great.
Oh, shit.
Well,
we got real.
Us on a high note there, buddy.
Do you need to go? I mean, do you want to do this later?
No. I'm good.
I think that Donald set the record, right, for most guest spots on the show now.
I think this is his fourth one.
Fourth or fifth, perhaps. I'm not sure, but I think he's broken the record as far as guests.
when it's a good thing, it just keeps coming back.
That's true.
That's right, baby.
Kind of like a wart. I mean,
Yes.
That's exactly the association I would make with Donald.
Yes, 100%. Just ask my wife.
A magic wart.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Man, but there's a reason we have brought Donald back this evening, and it is to pay homage to one of the most iconic voices in Hollywood, and that is James Earl Jones. The greatness of a human being has just passed away, and we thought tonight, why don't we pay our respects to James Earl Jones, and we're going to do an episode about some of the most iconic voices in movies and in Hollywood. And as soon as we thought of this, we're like, oh yeah, we got to bring Donald on because he is the voice.
Indeed, he is.
It's always great to have you on, Donald. I can't wait till we get into our main topic. But before we do all of that, our first topic, like we always do, our recently watched. Steven, you want me to start, or do you want?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Okay, cool. All right, so been super busy. There's been a lot going on. Life, I didn't even get to be on the episode last week, but I have watched a couple things. And to start off with, Steven, my big brother is still going on. And I have to say, man, this is probably one of the worst cast seasons ever.
Ugh.
It is such a bad season. These people probably cry more than any other reality TV show I've ever watched in my life. It is so bad. They don't know how to play the game. They don't strategize very well. And when you have all of that wrapped into one little show, it makes for a horrible show. So Big Brother this season, of course I'm going to finish it. I think there's only 2-3 weeks left maybe. So I'm just counting down the days till it's over. But bright side, we get a new Survivor starting Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
So hopefully that'll be a good season.
It's season 47.
Oh my God. That's
47 seasons of Survivor.
No way.
Survivor's older than we are.
I mean, you got to
Not
look at
in
it like
years, but
No,
Are they doing like
seasons.
2 seasons a year, 3 seasons a year? What is going on?
That's exactly what they do. They have it starting in the fall of 2000 is when the first season started. But what happens is that the game changes you have the fall Survivor, which is one whole game, and then you have the spring Survivor, which is another season. So like you said, there's 2 seasons in one. So after 24 years, you multiply that by 2, you're going to get a lot of episodes and a lot of seasons. So it's just crazy to think about that on paper that, oh my God, 47 seasons. It's insane. I know that they want to get to 50. They're going to have some big the big cast for 50. I don't know if it's going to be returning champions again, like when they had 40, or
Mhm.
what they want to do. But I know
It's
Jeff Probst
gonna be
himself.
Survivor on the moon.
Yeah, they're going to go into space. I've been saying they should
Survivor in space.
they should go somewhere, man. I'm sick of Fiji, dude. Like I said, go somewhere cold, like the Arctic or something. But I don't know.
Right?
But yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Mm. Okay, besides my reality TV, I did end up watching a couple movies um, on Netflix. Didn't go to the theater. I'm not like Steven. But I did watch The Union with Halle
Mm.
Berry and Mark Wahlberg. Not too bad of a movie. A nice little action rom-com-ish type of movie. Uh, Is it gonna win any awards? Hell no.
Hell no.
Is it going to top the charts for very long? If it did, probably not. But I will say it's a fun watch. It's a fun one watch. So if you need some pretty cool action scenes every now and then, Halle Berry is never that hard to look at, and neither is Mark Wahlberg for that point.
Sure.
Um, it's a pretty good flick to watch, man. Kind of espionage spy movie, and they bring in Mark Wahlberg that is a construction worker, and apparently he just knows how to shoot guns and be a spy from jump. So uh, that's always great, but not too bad. So if you
It's good popcorn action flick.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I'd recommend a one watch for it. Nothing to go rush it. Oh, I gotta go watch it right now. No. If you got time, go see
They
it.
played 2 Springsteen songs in it, so that was pretty cool.
Nobody cares about Bruce Springsteen.
I'm just saying if you did. I was like, well,
Uh,
I'll turn it off now. It won't get better than this. And I was right.
yeah, definitely were. And then the other movie I watched on Netflix was getting a lot of hype. And so I was like, hey, let's check it out. And that movie is Rebel Ridge.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I don't understand the hype. It's a good movie. I will say that. To get all the hype that it's getting, I don't know. It was a little bit slow paced in the first hour. The second hour of this movie is where it really gets good, and it can really draw you in into the second hour. So if you can make it through some of the backstory in the first hour, you'll be fine. It's not too bad of a movie. So along better than the Union, yes.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. Much better.
way better action scenes, I think, too, and stories a lot better. So, yeah, Rebel Ridge on Netflix. Definitely recommend that one too. That one, maybe go watch a little bit faster than the Union.
I will say about Rebel Ridge, though, I had high expectations because Jeremy Saulnier, who directed Green Room,
Mm-hmm.
was the director of this one as well. And Green Room, if you've never seen Green Room, I highly recommend that movie.
It is
It's
wild.
awesome. And it's Patrick Stewart as a neo-Nazi psychotic. I mean, it's insane. It's just
There you go.
absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm.
One of Anton Yelchin's movies that got high praise before he passed away as well. But so, going into it, I was thinking, oh man, this is the director of that. My problem with it was like, this guy is so expertly trained. He's so smart. He's physically stronger. People were calling him Black Reacher online, which I got kind of a kick out of it. But
The way the movie played out,
yeah,
yeah, I can see it for
and
sure.
physically speaking, the guy is a monster. Like, he's so big. And I was thinking it wouldn't take him but 2 seconds to dispatch of these people. And it kind of, like you said, it went on for a while. And I think that whenever they had the subplot, to get into minor spoilers, the subplot with the young secretary played by Anna
Mm-hmm.
Sophia Robb, who was helping him kind of uncover the corruption of the city and this and that, like that kind of stuff went on a little bit too long. And that's
Right.
kind of like the thing that you would do if it's a television series, right? You want to
Yeah.
fill episodes with kind of exposition like that. But then it was going on for way too long. And then, like you said, once the action hit, then it finally went, and that's when you're like, okay, now we're getting into it. And I thought
Yeah.
it was I thought it was pretty good. I just didn't think like Green Room, the same director, did this. But again, I agree with you, Chris. I would recommend you watch that if you like a nice twat thriller, pretty suspenseful at times. Man, it pisses you off too, man. You're like, oh
Oh,
my
it
god,
does. There,
corruption
there,
is.
there is one deputy in this movie that I, I for one, th- just think he should have deserved a more brutal closing to his character.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm like, that's all. After
Yeah,
all the shit that he put you through, that's all you're gonna do to him. I'm like,
right.
chop his head off.
You go full voice.
But that was a big letdown for me on that one. I'm like, really?
Unsatisfying. I
Yeah,
agree. I agree.
absolutely. Um, but man, that's about all I have.
Okay.
So,
Well, Donald, before you go, I'll go ahead and knock mine out real quick. I had a couple of things that I watched. I'll start with the TV end of things. Slow Horses season 4 finally came back, and it's just as wonderful as the other seasons. Season 4, episode 3 is out, and I believe episode 4 comes out next week. It's a weekly series, um, but it's so good. Me and Sonia finally finished Barry, and the last season of Barry's actually been out for quite a few months now, probably longer than that. But I don't know why we were dragging our heels with it. The whole series, we were just dragging our heels with watching it. I don't know why, because every time we would watch it, I was saying this is one of the best shows on TV. This is fantastic television. Bill Hader, if Bill Hader isn't writing and directing a feature-length film for Warner Brothers by the end of next year, I'm going to be really pissed because he is so good. Not only from an acting standpoint, but also as the writer and director of every single episode of that show. He maybe not have wrote every script for every episode, but he directed, I think I would want to say like 99% of the episodes for that series. And man, some of the visual imagery that he uses, some of the camera techniques are so good. The characters were so funny. Some people had a lot of criticism about how it ended. I thought it was fine. In terms of how shows end, we had that episode of when we were talking about very disappointing series finales. I don't think this one falls in that category by any stretch of the imagination. I thought it was really well done. It was shocking when it needed to be, and I thought the ending was pretty clever. So if you want a nice little kind of dark comedy thriller about assassin who wants to become an actor in Hollywood, I highly recommend Barry. There's only 4 seasons. Each episode is like 20 something minutes long. Like it's not even that long. Like you, I watched before I go into my movies, I am so beside myself about the fact that City of God, one of my all-time favorite films, was released in 2002. Fernando Meirelles is a Brazilian filmmaker who made this movie about living in the slums of Rio de Janeiro, and it's one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. It's so good, and I highly revere that movie. And I come to find out that HBO Max apparently had been planning and released 2 episodes starting 2 weeks ago of the City of God spin-off series. And pretty much the entire cast that survived the first movie is back in this one 20 years later. They're 20 years older, and they're trying to navigate through life through the slums again. And I said, "What the? How did I miss this happening? Like, this is crazy." I was very disappointed in myself that I didn't know that this was happening. But yeah, so far that show's really good. If you like that movie, you'll like the show. Um, saw a couple of movies. Oh, dude, Chris, did you ever see The Cutting Edge? Donald, I'm sure you remember The Cutting Edge, right? With
Topic,
yes, Topic, yes.
topic.
Yes. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I get free books on Spotify, and I kind of went down the well of these like trashy hockey love story books, like Icebreaker and shit like that. I'm
Oh
like,
man.
hey man, I need something to listen to while I'm working, and I listen to my podcasts on like 2x, so I clear them out pretty quick. And so I'm listening to Icebreaker, for example, and I'm like, this is The Cutting Edge. They're not fooling me. This is a straight ripoff. And so then I go to YouTube first because YouTube usually plays old movies like that, and it was on there. And I said, "Oh my god!" I ended up watching all 90 minutes of that. DB Sweeney, Moira Kelly, who of course went on to be Karen from One Tree Hill, and it's
Mhm.
just so funny watching that. And it's a really good movie. And when I noticed in the credits, it was like written by Tony Gilroy. I'm like, Tony Gilroy, the guy that wrote the Bourne movies and did Andor. This is blowing my mind right now. And that was pretty fun. Very typical stuff, but yeah. So Rebel Yell, Rebel Yell. Rebel Ridge. I watched that one as well. Madison, my daughter, asked to go see a movie with her, and of course, if any of my kids have any interest to go into the theater, I don't care what it is, I'm gonna go watch it. So her selection was "It Ends with Us," the Blake Lively, Colleen Hoover adaptation.
Of
And
course.
I thought it was pretty good, man. It was really interesting because the whole marketing for that movie that she was doing, she was like, "Oh, come on, girls, wear your florals, get together, have a girls' night out." Like that's how she was promoting the film, and I was thinking, well, what's so wrong with that, dude? She gets full on abused in this movie. Like she is a battered woman. It's about a DV relationship. She ends up with this guy, they get married, and he's an abusive asshole, and I'm like, holy crap, like that's how you were marketing this movie? That's a little off. But yeah, it was pretty good. It has a good ending to it. And finally, in movies, I watched Speak No Evil, the newest film starring James McAvoy and Scoot McNairy, and it's a remake of the Danish movie that came out 2 years ago, and in my opinion, obviously was a much better version. The foreign
Mhm.
films have no restraint on anything, man. They go for blood and they go for it all. They don't care. This one was a bit diminished in terms of how graphic and gory it was going to be. And I don't want to give spoilers away or anything, but my biggest thing was like, oh, okay, are they going to stick to the ending of the original? Because that's kind of what makes the movie, is how shocking it is. And I can't really say that they did or didn't, but I was a little bit disappointed with it. But overall, the movie was really good. The American version, that is. James McAvoy is awesome, man. He is such a
Mhm.
phenomenal actor, and I was rooting for him in this movie. I was like, all right, kill him. I don't care. Go for him. They're in the wrong here. You're in the right, McAvoy. And dude, ever since Split, I don't know when Professor X turned into Wolverine, because that
Mhm.
bastard is jacked. Like McAvoy has muscles and he is huge. It's so funny seeing him like just prowl around like in this movie too. And I'm just like, God, that dude is ripped. But again, speak no evil. If you haven't seen the original, I would suggest or recommend the new one. It's good on its own. Stands on its own. The cast is really well done. Yeah, and I guess that's about it for me, Chris. So
Yes.
Donald, handing it over to you, sir. If you watched anything good.
Just finished Chaos with Danny
Oh,
Oh.
Goldblum.
oh,
A nice take on ancient mythology, goes in some interesting areas.
He's
A lot
Zeus
of
in that,
fun. If
right?
you haven't watched it, it's just fun.
what'd you say, Chris?
I said he's Zeus in that, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Zeus,
wow.
King of the Gods.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
He's got a good voice too. I mean, if we're talking about Goldblum's got a very,
oh,
very good voice.
Distinct voice.
very iconic, very easily recognizable. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I definitely recommend it. I haven't watched just a ton recently. Did get to see Alien Romulus, which was,
Hell
oh man,
yes.
so good.
Heard
Yes.
it sucked.
This guy.
No, it pays a great homage to the first two
Don't let him look at
Alien and
you, Donald.
Aliens, and like, oh yeah, if you like the original two, you'll love it.
Chris is worse than the face hugger trying to suck you into that. Don't fall for it.
Don't fall for it, it's a
Hey,
trap.
hey, man, let me tell you, I did the episode where I reviewed it with nobody, so I'm glad you watched it because I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. I love that movie, and I could easily watch it again and again. I think that the way that Fede Alvarez, like you said, he branched off into new territory, especially in that final act. I was just thinking, holy shit, that
Yeah,
is
yeah.
crazy, and it was so good. I definitely, and this might be a bit controversial, but yeah, Aliens is my favorite. Cameron's Aliens, it's always been my favorite. as far as like film wise, it's probably not the best constructed film like Alien is, but dude, I think I like Romulus more than the original Alien. I know that seems kind of sacrilegious to say it, but I was just into that movie 100%. And yeah, I'm glad that you saw that. It's such a great. You didn't by any chance see the new Crow movie, did you?
No,
Why
I'm
would he?
gonna wait for that to get to streaming. I have low expectations.
As you
put it that
should.
Wait till it hits VHS, bro.
It already did. Oh, you're talking about the new one.
Yeah.
Man, that movie was just, oh my God, it was so bad. And of course, my freakish curiosity had me go see it because I'm like, I've got to see how bad it is. I know it's terrible. I've heard nothing but negative things. I have to see for myself. And oh my God, it was pretty rough. I can't wait for you guys to watch it so we can get that point of view. But yeah, the Alien Ramen, that's a good pull, man. Hey, Donald, did you by any chance see any of the new Time Bandits on Apple Plus, the new series?
No, I haven't caught that yet, but I'm a big fan of the original Time Bandits. So it's like, it's kind of like The Crow. It's like, that's a lot to live up to.
It really is. But I was going to say, you can do a remake like The Crow where it's complete ass, or you can do a remake where it's actually pretty good. And Jermaine Clement, Flight of the Conchords, he's one of the showrunners of this new Time Bandits. Terry Gilliam himself has given it high praise. And I'm on episode 3. I'm still early in on it, but it is really good. It's worth your time, even though the bandits themselves are a lot more look more of a kaleidoscope than they did in the Gilliam original, But I would recommend you check that out just to see what you think.
I mean, if Terry said it's good, then
yeah,
I'm gonna have to check it out. That man just about never misses.
Right.
He's put out so many amazing oddball films.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So anything else, man?
Deadpool and Wolverine, I think, was about the only thing that I've watched recently, and that wasn't that recently.
That shitty movie.
Didn't you like it, Chris?
I hated it.
Oh, right.
You shut your dirty mouth.
No, it wasn't good. I'm being 100% honest right now.
I don't know how you can say that with a straight face.
Hugger.
I don't know. We could easily go on for an hour about.
I was like, Donald, just listen to our Deadpool and Wolverine review.
Yeah.
You'll hear the brunt of it all.
But all right, cool. I do have to say, I forgot one thing, and I want to, if you guys at all, either one of you or any of our listeners, have any curiosity about barbecue competitions. I know I'm hitting in a different world here, but there is a show out on Max right now through the Magnolia Network called Barbecue High. And not high as in high, but high as in high school.
Huh.
And it follows the barbecue circuit that my son is on. And it followed 3 or 4 teams throughout the barbecue season. It's a really good show. It was very well filmed. We really want to get a lot of eyes on it, so they continue to film it and do a second season and so on and so on. But it's fun, and it definitely lets you in on some of the back stories and behind the scenes of exactly what it takes to do a barbecue competition for kids. It's super cool, and we make a little appearance at the very end too, which is really neat. So you'll
we'll
see.
Have to link that we'll have to post that on our page.
Yeah,
definitely go check that out.
Our team was in the very last episode. You'll see our heads pop up in the stands just because it was the state finals, and so we were there and got to see my beautiful face on TV. It's great.
You didn't moon the camera or anything, did you?
No. It was a high school function, so I had to be.
So just the middle finger.
That's right.
Fair enough.
Just like in our class picture.
I forgot you did that. That's hilarious.
Shh, nobody knows.
Well, they will now.
All right. So I think that rounds off all of our recently watched. Steven, I know you got a couple of headlines, so let's hear them.
All right, so on to headlines. The first one that we're just going to get out of the way, the Emmys. The Emmys were just this last weekend, and Shogun cleaned house, buddy.
Yes.
Like, they had already had the most Emmys before the show even started, because apparently they give out some of the earlier critical awards and some of the technical awards, and it already won, 14 of them. So yeah, I think they ended up with a total of like 26, something ridiculous. But
I think it was 26.
So Shogun, if you haven't seen it on Hulu, I mean, you and I, Chris, have given it its flowers. It's a fantastic series. It looks so gorgeous. It's like an art picture come to life. And the acting, which rightfully so, the two of the main leads won Best Actor and Best Supporting Actress. Well, actress Anna Sawai actually won Best Actress. So yeah, I mean, it was absolutely dominant, and rightfully so. I think it's one of the best shows on television. It looks phenomenal, and also to the state of the Emmys, like the viewership was up drastically this year. And I've got to say, man, the presentation of this year's Emmy Awards were gorgeous. Like how they were using old school sets and having old school actors coming out. And then you would have like 3 cop actors or 3 teacher actors, 3 dad actors, 3 mom actors, and I thought that was really clever how they did all of that. Dan and Eugene Levy as the hosts were really good. They're a breath of fresh air. I mean, if you've never seen Schitt's Creek, then you probably wouldn't get their typical brand of humor, that kind of dry, witty humor. But they presented that on Fold, and they were great. I thought they were fantastic. Now, best part of the Emmys, there was not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 references to Friday Night Lights.
Oh my
God. I'm just saying, if you've never seen the show and you're like, it's a football show, I'm not going to watch some football show. Well, when it's being in consideration for all of these acknowledgments throughout the whole show, I mean, you're talking about movies and shows, or shows being recognized as like Breaking Bad, Sopranos, stuff like that. Friday Night Lights is in the pantheon with that. They're making references to that as well. Come on, it's not just a football show. Sorry, that's my little soapbox, my little Dylan Panther soapbox. I'm wearing a Dylan Panthers hat. I don't even care.
You go on this soapbox every episode. It's been 271 episodes, and you've mentioned Friday Night Lights 271 times.
I think there's been maybe 1 or 2 where I didn't. But, we got to keep the streak going. But anyway, the Emmys, it was a great... Did you guys watch the Emmys by any chance?
I caught highlights.
Yeah. I think that's... Yeah. Chris, that's what people do. Because it's like, nobody wants to sit there and watch... these 3-hour presentations if you're not like that invested into it, and you could just watch everything on TikTok or just go to their like YouTube page and watch their shorts that they post and stuff. But the one thing that still annoys the hell out of me, and now it's like it's too late to even go back, is how The Bear gets nominated every year in the best category, in the best comedy series.
Yes,
like it won best comedy series, which is insane, and then it won Jeremy Allen White won Best Actor in a Comedy Series. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, the Levies even made a hilarious joke about how it's being nominated for comedy, but they're like, in the true fashion of The Bear, we're not going to make a joke about it, because that's like the whole thing. And I don't understand. I think it's just because they're like, well, the drama category is so populated right now, but we want The Bear to be acknowledged, so we'll just slide it into the comedy section as if nobody would notice. And it's so transparent, it looks bad. They won multiple awards last night, and all for the wrong category, and it's just, it's kind of embarrassing. But I mean, as far as the show goes, I was saying, like, yeah, this was for last season, by the way. This was all for season 2, because season 3, if it's nominated for anything, I'll be kind of surprised, considering the disappointment that it's had with the fans.
Huge drop off,
big time.
They definitely didn't keep to what they've been doing. You could tell that they wanted to be like, oh, now we're gonna be different. be like, no, don't, because you have a very good thing going. Just keep doing what you're doing. But no, they had to go and be like, oh no, we're more artistic than this. We're more, and I'm just like,
well, it seemed like it was a rush job too, because FX is like, well, we don't have any other polarizing or shows that grab a lot of audience members and numbers, so we're gonna have to rush the bear out. And I would have rather have waited a whole 2 years of the bear if we were gonna get anything close to what season 2 was. I don't care,
And can we attribute some of its fall off to the strike as well? Do you think?
I suppose, I guess, but it seemed like it was really fast. Like the production of it was so rushed, and I don't know if that was because of the strike or after the strike, but either way, it just seemed like such a rush job. The script seemed forced, and it was just really disappointing. So hopefully they'll learn from that. Season 4 will go back to what made it so great. Next headline I had was about Beetlejuice. It was a big hit. It still continues to be a massive hit. But overseas, it's not really connecting all that well, which is odd. I don't know why or how that explains that, but Beetlejuice. Did either of you guys see that? The new Beetlejuice?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Damn it!
I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah.
I heard it sucked.
My oldest daughter works at Synergy, so she got to see it like release night. But
oh, cool.
I was tied up.
And not
in
literally.
A good way
right?
or a bad way?
We need the answers. Were your pants on, Donald?
Rarely. And
okay.
Not wearing them right now.
Yeah, I think we all record Winnie the Pooh style.
Yes.
So, okay. Oh, and then this next headline, Chris, I got to run this by you, man. I was
Okay.
I heard an article about David Schwimmer, Ross from Friends. He apparently was on some podcast. I forgot the name of it. Not that I wanted to not plug it or anything. I really did forget the name of it. But he was doing an interview on a podcast, and he was talking about how, well, I was up for Agent J in Men in Black, but I wasn't able to do it because, according to my 4-month hiatus that we have from shooting Friends, I was going to spend that month directing a movie that was co-written by, I guess, Matt Reeves, who did The Pallbearer, and they were working on a project together, and it just never happened. So not only did he drop out of Men in Black to do that, but he didn't get to direct that movie either. And I'm thinking, no way in this world or any other would anybody offer David Schwimmer that part over Will Smith. Like, that just seemed so weird to me, because Independence Day is already out. So it's Will Smith became #1 A-list star after Independence Day, 100%. And so there's no chance in my mind that I can believe him actually thinking that he was going to be Agent J. Ethan Hawke even said that he turned down the Captain Stephen Hiller part for Independence Day, and then they gave it to Will Smith, which I can believe that a little bit more, because there in the mid-90s, Ethan Hawke was, Pretty Boy. He was like riding high on stuff. He was doing well. Like Reality Bites was a huge hit, and I think they wanted to put him in an action vehicle, and nobody had really been able to see what Will Smith was capable of. I know he was sharing screen time with Bad Boys with Martin Lawrence and stuff, but I think that they really didn't see the astronomical star that he would become until after Independence Day. So Ethan Hawke saying he bowed out for it because he didn't want to do it makes a little bit more sense, because he was already an A-list star. But David Schwimmer, man, I was like, come on, dude. Like, there's no way they were going to offer you Men in Black over, unless he was playing Tommy Lee Jones's part, which in that sense, that's ludicrous as well, because Tommy Lee Jones's old curmudgeon was part of the story. So I don't know. I was going to see if you had heard anything about that, Chris,
I hadn't, but he's lying. There's no way.
Thinking. Oh, and then of course your boy Matthew Perry, man, they've got a whole documentary coming out, and apparently haven't even been able to talk about how the alleged fallout of his death turned out to be. I guess it wasn't accidental after all. The medications that were being prescribed to him wasn't on the up and up. What were they saying? Like the dosage or something? The
dosage is like the doctors OD'd him.
Right.
So it's it's a whole thing. I've read tad bits of the story because it was just pissing me off, and I'm like, you have a guy that is trying to help people. He's doing good things for others with addiction problems and stuff like that, and he has a huge platform, and he's getting better. But now that he's not in the Hollywood stereotype how you want him to act, I feel there's a lot of other things, and I guess it's going to come to light soon. And those doctors were probably dealing with P. Diddy, which he got arrested today too.
Yeah, that's a big headline too. I mean, that was just recent. I mean, that was what, last night.
Yep.
They raided his. Dude, did you see, like, he has
1,000
1,000
bottles.
pounds of baby oil? I thought the only other person that had that much was you, Chris.
I have 1,000 in wood.
It's like, what? They had all this stuff, the list. It was just like, oh my god, 1,000 pounds of baby oil, or no, 1,000 bottles. Oh my god, that's absurd. Yeah, and final headline here: Charlie Hunnam, star of Sons of Anarchy, Pacific Rim, and a lot of other really cool shit. He's going to be starring as Ed Gein in the newest season of Monsters, and I guess Monsters is releasing their second season, about the Menendez brothers, coming out later this month on Netflix. And I guess their next season they've already wrapped up Charlie Hunnam to be Ed Gein. And Ed Gein, man, this guy he's notorious. I mean, he was the inspiration.
Monster.
Yeah. God damn it. That is true. But yeah, he's the inspiration for Leatherface, and Charles Manson was inspired by his work. Ted Bundy was inspired by his work. I don't know, a weird role model, but hey, we all need him, I guess. Role models, not Ed Gein, by the way. Yeah,
my role model is Donald.
Yeah, Donald's. Thank you, Donald, for everything you've done to inspire Chris.
Cookie.
It's a lot. It's a lot. All right.
But yeah, that's all I had, Chris.
All right, that wraps up headlines. That will, the last headline, which I wasn't here, we didn't talk about, was James Earl Jones passing, which lead us into our main topic. Best, most iconic voices in Hollywood, whether it's movies or TV, I think. But I think we all did movies. They all have dabbled in everything. Everybody on. So, as in true Screen Addicts fashion, our guest will always get to go first. So, starting with number 3, Donald, who is your number 3 most iconic Hollywood voice?
In the number 3 spot, I've got Tom Hanks. I mean, he's done so much over the decades of his career. It's just a voice that no matter what it's in, if it's just a little bit part, you're like, wait a second, was that Tom? Where's Tom? Like it's instantly recognizable. Such a warm, like charismatic voice. It's just, let that man just read the ingredients list on the shampoo and I'm happy, whatever.
Nice.
Yeah, Tom, like you said, it's one of those things, whether it's his animated voiceover work or him actually speaking, it's him, that voice is associated with him. And, I don't think I've ever really heard him in any movie or animated movie, like, put on a heavy accent, though. Has he?
Well, in The Terminal, the Spielberg movie where he's trapped in the terminal, he's playing a Russian, Victor Navorsky, and that he speaks no English in that movie. So I think that's the one time where he had a dialect specialist come in and help him speak Russian, because he said he did not want to speak, or no, it wasn't Russia. It was, I forgot the country of his origin, but it was almost a made up nation too. So that at the time they couldn't really, they didn't want to piss anybody off overseas. So they're like, oh, we'll just create our own country and that's where you're from and you can't speak English and you're going to speak this made up language. But I think other than that, like he's done the like in Catch Me If You Can, he did the old detective kind of voice. You know, it's like he's done stuff like that where it's kind of an
Mm-hmm.
exaggeration of his voice, but not full on accents and stuff like that. But I was gonna say Tom Hanks, if his voice as Woody, and to a certain degree Tim Allen and the rest of that cast, if he doesn't sell you as Woody in Toy Story, then Pixar, it honestly doesn't become what it is. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that was a lot to put on them, because you're coming and you have these big stars at the time, and you're looking at Toy Story like, oh well, this isn't exactly Disney per se. This isn't exactly any other company that we've ever worked with before. This is something new, and to put it on his shoulders is kind of impressive. And it should also be mentioned that we're not talking about like voiceover actors. I mean, we might bring some up, but these voices are something that we have a personal preference to. Like they're the ones that we hear in our ear. They're the ones that we like to
Mm-hmm.
hear their voices. So I'm
Yeah.
sure that people have had lists
And,
of
and
all
like with
time.
Tom, it's people that it's just their voice. They're not doing a character voice. They're
Right.
not doing something crazy. 90% of the time, that's just how they sound.
Mm-hmm.
What about Forrest Gump? That counts as an accent, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
You funny story actually, you were talking about Toy Story. For some of the later films and the video games, do you know who does Woody's voice?
Isn't it his brother?
It's his brother.
Jim Hanks, right?
Yeah, Tim
Dude,
it's
Hanks. And
funny.
like
Jim
even
Hanks.
even just his regular speaking voice sounds so much like Tom that it's not much for him to like just tweak it a little bit.
You know something funny about Jim Hanks is that, speaking of Forrest Gump, he did all the running. He was his stunt double for all the running, and he was his stunt double for like the scene when he's getting naked with Jenny. When he pops his top in the college dorm, and like the sex scenes and stuff like that, because Tom Hanks didn't want to. I guess he didn't feel comfortable doing it. But here's old Jimbo. I'll do it. But yeah, that's pretty awesome though.
Yeah,
That's a
way
good
to
pull,
bring the
Donald.
family up too, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do these. You can do it. You have my voice and you have my last name.
Right.
It's fine.
Close enough. That's as good of a stand-in as you're gonna
I
get,
wonder
man.
how much you got paid.
I'm sure it was pretty decent.
Significant, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a
Yeah.
Paramount picture and everything else he does. And I think, like, if I'm not mistaken, I think Jim Hanks does like all of the Toy Story shorts too. Like, I don't know, but I always heard that Tom Hanks just loves playing that character so much that he just he likes doing it. I know he does it for all the movies for sure, but yeah, so I think like the little shorts that come on, like your extras and stuff, I think Jim Hanks does a lot of those too. That's pretty cool.
That's
So
great.
Tom/Jim Hanks is your pick on Donald. Pretty good.
Nice.
Pretty good.
All right, Steve, you want me to go or you to go?
You go ahead, man. We'll snake it that way.
Okay. Well, speaking of how you said it, these are the voices that we love to hear and we
Right.
to watch in movies and TV. So one of my number 3 favorite voice is one that cusses a lot, and that is our boy Samuel L. Jackson.
Hell yeah.
And it's again one of the voices that, as soon as he opens his mouth, you know who exactly it is. Whether it's in a movie, a TV show, or a commercial. So it's just one of those motherfucking names that you are going to always hear all the time.
Mhm.
Samuel L. Jackson.
I was about to say this is about to hit our explicit tag, because nobody says motherfucker better than Samuel L. Jackson. Dude, the guy's voice is so great. He's the reason, and the way he says snakes on a plane is why that movie works, because of how
yeah.
he says it. Anybody else saying that, it's just kind of like, what is this? But Samuel L. Jackson saying it, I mean, my God. And his scenes in Pulp Fiction alone, I know I always go back to Pulp Fiction, but for good reason.
Oh, absolutely.
The weight of his voice, it trembles everybody else. It just dwarfs everybody else. And
Oh yeah.
when he's doing his monologue, his Ezekiel monologue, it's like one of the best monologues ever given in cinema history. It's so good, and he's just got such a coolness about him, and hell, that's why the man was Shaft twice.
Right,
You
right.
know, like he's just so smooth, and yeah, that's a good pick, man. I saw
And
this
And
funny.
even when he does like an animation or something that's more family friendly, like, woman, where is my super suit?
Right. In Incredibles. Where's my motherfucking super suit? Oh wait, he didn't say that was the deleted scene.
yes.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. It's Frozone. Like, God, it's so good. I mean, I guess it should be said that like Disney and Pixar, they just know how to cast the right voice actors for their characters. They
Mhm.
just do. And even some that were, especially when we were growing up, like the Disney animated movies, they didn't really have at the time very many big celebrities or stars playing the characters. They were mostly voice actors, with the exception of the great Robin Williams, who I know he's
Okay,
not on,
thank you.
and he's not on any of our lists. So I think it's good to, I mean, it's easy to talk about Robin Williams in the sense that his voice is amazing and he can do a
Iconic.
thousand different
Oh
ones.
yeah.
And damn, I probably should have put him on my list now that I think
I
about
was
it.
thinking about it, but he's known so much for like his weird caricature voices
Yeah,
and impersonations. I mean, like,
right.
it
But
was a tough call, but yeah, he was definitely in my honorable mentions.
for sure. But all right, Chris, I guess I'll go
Mhm.
next. So my number 3 is good old Alan Rickman. That I don't even know what it's not Cockney. It's not. I can't even act like I can do it. But he literally plays the voice of God in Dogma because
Yep.
of how he sounds. Like it's just he's so fantastic. He can play menacing. He can play comedy. He can play goofy. He can play drama, serious. Anything you need that voice to do, he will do it. Some of the best lines, well, I guess I would say all of the best lines in like something like Robin Hood Prince of Thieves are because of him. And I know Donald, me and you've like endlessly have quoted Alan Rickman in that movie, and not only have we quoted it, we've attempted to do it in his accent, which he's like, why a spoon? Because that's dull, you twit. It'll hurt more. You know, just shit like that. It's just so good, and it's almost like a. I mean, I wouldn't say like Michael Caine. Like Michael Caine's definitely more Cockney and kind of, Michael Caine. I don't know how to do it, but it's just Alan Rickman, man. I mean, even as Snape, he doesn't even talk that much as Snape, but when he does, shit,
You listen.
you definitely are tuned in what he's saying, and such a great,
Well,
great
you
voice.
have to tune into what he's saying because he hardly moves his lips, but he's talking.
Right.
It's like,
It's such.
what are you saying, man?
He can't help it. He has thin lips, or had thin lips, Chris. But yeah, Alan Rickman, my number 3. So I guess I'll just snake it back my way. So my number 2, speaking of delicious British men, my number 2, my man, is Be Still Thy Heart and Ears. That would be Idris Elba. Oh my
Mhm.
God. You know, I am married to a woman, but you wouldn't think it every time that man says something because good Lord. You know, I think what really because even as Stringer Bell in The Wire, like he played it straight. He plays American, so it wasn't really like showcasing the gravitas of his voice until Luther. Until Luther,
Yeah.
the detective series came out, that's when you hear the gruff, rough Elba, and the way Alice, you can't do that. You know, just the way he talks, man. It's so I need to learn like regions of England because what's funny is like between him, Michael Caine, Alan Rickman, like the ones that we've already mentioned, and more to come, I'm sure. Like it seems like they're in different regions or areas in England because apparently there's a bunch. And Idris Elba doesn't. I don't know where he falls into that category, but as far as where he is on my favorite voice list, he's definitely number 2. So yeah, Idris Elba.
Idris Elba, honestly, man, I have to say, it kind of surprised me that he made your list. I know you love the man, but as far as like, and this is just me,
Mhm.
like as far as like iconic voices that we're gonna be listing, to me, he's more towards the bottom.
Well, sure, I get that. But again, iconic in the sense of what? Like it's preference, you know.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah,
not.
your
it's
preferences
very
suck. That's what
subjective.
I'm saying.
I know. Well, there it is. You know what, Chris? You bastard. I could just act like Idris just tuned in. I won't show the video, but we'll just play the audio.
Yeah.
Idris is here, and he disagrees.
Well, he does that like regal confidence so well. Like when he's Heimdall in
Oh yeah,
Thor,
yeah.
or the like absolute cockiness in Suicide Squad when him and John
Yes.
Cena are going back and forth, or he's just like, "No, I'm better than you in every possible way." It's like,
Mhm.
I believe
Donald, I'm glad you joined us on this episode, by the way. I should just say that right now.
You're
Just to
just
reiterate.
glad it's anybody that ever has your back. And that's just about every guest we always have.
Because it's a pad. It's a buffer for me, Chris, because you bully me every damn week. But
Good.
I mean, you wouldn't think that. I bet you if I looked at some lists, Idris Elba's got to be on there, man. I mean, he has to be.
Hey, I looked at a lot of lists for research for this. Idris Elba never came up once.
That's ridiculous. I need to look at these lists. Did you write these lists?
Yeah, let me go get this paper I scratched out. real quick.
Voiceover.com. You created
Yeah.
this fake website.
It was sent to me by Donald. I don't know what to say. All right, so my number 2 is a little more iconic than Idris Elba, but probably just a little bit, apparently. But the voice of 007, the voice of the Spaniard in Highlander, Sean Connery.
Oh, that's good. That's a good
Oh
one.
yeah,
And, you know, it's
Spaniard.
that's character in that movie. He's the
Oh, I know.
Spaniard.
I
It's
know it
the
is.
worst Spaniard accent ever, but whatever.
I'm aware. The Spanish Scottish man. That's what we all thrive to be, Chris. We should, for our National Heritage Month, and to all those celebrating, you know, thank you for listening. And
Mhm.
for the National Heritage Month, we should have put a picture of Sean Connery from that movie instead of the Mexican flag.
Our founding father.
Poppy.
Shit. Oh, but
No, but he does. He has such a distinct voice. Like
Mhm.
there is no question when you hear it. Like there's nobody else that sounds like Sean Connery.
and you know, for the longest time, even I would have to say to this day, when people, our generation, I think too, and those older than us, when you hear and you think James Bond, that's the first voice that pops into your head.
Oh, yeah.
Not saying Daniel Craig's isn't great, but Sean Connery, his voice is associated with James Bond so much that when you hear anything James Bond, like that's the voice that you hear automatically. To me, I don't know, unless Idris Elba becomes James Bond, but
He was close. He was very close. Why are you bringing that up, Chris? You knew he wasn't going to be able to.
you know
The
what
broccoli
else?
said.
You know what else he'll never be able to do?
What?
Coach and Dylan.
I've never had the expectation that he was going to.
I know, but now I'm putting it in your head, and now you'll be sad again. So,
Yes, so that's kind of a stretch.
You're right about him bullying you.
Thank you, Donald. Thank you again. Thank you for coming on this episode again, Donald. By the way, if I haven't said it 4 times already.
I don't bully you when we're in person, though. So it's
I know well, actually, you do.
Oh,
And I don't want to get into the business of our personal affairs here, Chris, but you are handsy with me too when we're in vicinity of each other. So it's probably best that
That's
we
just
record.
his love language,
It
Steven.
is.
Come on.
Touch.
Assault.
It made your mom uncomfortable. It's weird.
No.
All right.
So Donald, your
Donald,
pick?
number 2.
Number 2 is Tim Curry.
Oh yeah.
The basketball
Another
player?
one of those like very unique voices.
Oh, Tim Curry, not
That's
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
My bad.
Steph Curry, yeah. Well-known actor.
Steph Curry is Dr. Frankenfurter. Bouncing balls.
My apologies.
I mean, that's on
Tim
brand.
Curry.
It's on brand
Go ahead,
for
Tim.
Frank.
Tim Curry.
Yeah, Tim Curry. I think the first thing I ever saw him in would have been Legend, when he was Darkness, and like that voice along with that amazing piece of costume and makeup and special effects was like 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And he's been in so many different things. I mean, like, if you can be the live action guy in a Muppet movie and hold your own, and like he was as much of a Muppet as they were in Treasure Island, like,
Yeah.
come on.
Well, even his inclusion in like Home Alone 2, like how random was that? But he's still one of the best parts of that whole movie, and he's just such a presence. And it's sad how he deteriorated with his medical sense. But man, even Dr. Frankenfurter, if that was his only role he ever had, I mean, talk about an iconic role, like right out the gate, man. I mean, it's just so good. His appearance, his charm, his weirdness, it just all blends into some.
And he doesn't get to just show off his speaking voice, but his singing voice in that as well. And he's a fantastic singer.
Yeah.
It's
a good one.
Very nice.
Steph Curry.
Sorry. Moving on. Look, can we just move on from that?
Yes,
little...
I'm trying to.
You want me to just go to my number 1 then?
Well, no, we'll do honorable mentions, and we'll end with you, Donald, since you are our guest.
Okay.
But I mean, I had a bunch of honorable mentions, man.
Jack Black.
Jack Black. Yeah, I mean, he does. Yeah, even Adam Sandler. I think any comic actor has a pretty solid voice to him.
Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh my god.
My god. Oh Lord. Talk about a voice. I don't know if that's a good one, but it's definitely iconic.
Yeah.
You know who it is.
Oh,
Could you imagine Gilbert Godfrey being the voice of your like GPS or something? That'd be a nightmare. I would wreck every time.
Dude, imagine a movie with Gilbert Godfrey as the lead male and Fran Drescher as the lead female.
Oh my god. Well, that I wouldn't be watching it. With earplugs, baby.
Good.
I mean, I had a couple of honorable mentions. We mentioned, there was no love for the ladies. I was kind of like, not trying to be sexist, but I mean, well, for our main like 3 or anything.
List.
I liked Emma Stone. Jennifer Tilly has a very iconic, accent and stuff. Viola Davis, I've always loved her voice. She's really good.
Kathleen Turner.
Oh man, you want to talk about an iconic voice? Like she's just. People are always critical of how deep of a voice she had, and even played in Chandler's mom, like Chandler's dad. Like they're basically implying you're transsexual. Like that's the only way you have such a deep voice. Like that joke was kind of, I mean, it was funny at the time. I don't know how it would go in today's audiences, but
it would be fun because they have representation.
Right. Of course. Tony Todd, Candyman, dude, that's a voice right there.
Yeah.
Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean, not as Mr. Bean, but like anything else, he's hilarious. He's got such a great, very iconic voice. Very, it's good stuff. Jim Cummings, Winnie the Pooh, like all the stuff that he did. Chris, don't
What?
Go that way with Jim Cummings,
I
man.
didn't.
I'm just saying.
He had no pants like
He's
Donald.
Winnie the Pooh, man. He's not. I shouldn't have even brought him up, but
It's your fault.
Yeah,
I
and
know.
I didn't really want to get into the voiceover people because, like,
That's
most
a
of them
whole
are
different
doing
episode.
That's like
character
we could have like a whole
voices.
episode of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Mark Hamill, I think, is pretty iconic in that sense. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't strict voiceover, but he's really good at it. Apparently.
yeah. But I mean, like,
uh,
the Joker voice is definitely not his speaking voice. It's definitely
Mhm.
a character.
right. Christopher Walken. You
Christopher
know,
Walken,
that's pretty
Betty
iconic.
White.
Betty White.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't like Sophia Bush, right? I thought I kind of like her, like I've been smoking forever, kind of deep, raspy voice. I don't know. I've always been a fan. Maybe it wasn't the voice I've been a fan
Turns
of.
me
But
on.
yeah, I was like, she's kind of a babe. Ooh, I can't remember what you were gonna do for number one, so I'll hold off on saying some of these two because I just want to be on the safe side. But I mean, as far as voices, yeah, we're gonna have to ask like our listeners what they think, who their favorite voices are.
Really?
Bonnie Hunt, she's got a great. She's in
Mhm.
all the Pixar movies too. Very iconic voice. Um, Jessica Tandy. No, I'm just like pulling that out of nowhere. She's got that old lady voice,
Yeah.
but I don't know, man.
There's
I was
a
really.
lot.
I was trying to think of more women. Like it's just
Holly
kind of.
Hunter.
Oh man, that very southern, and she
Yeah.
played that in everything. You know, hell, we have the whole cast of The Incredibles. Let's toss Craig T. Nelson in there too. You know, oh, Billy Crystal, that's a good one.
Tommy
J-
Lee Jones. We mentioned him earlier, but
oh, that's
yeah,
right. Very
yeah,
southern.
great voice.
You know, that's kind of like Jeff Bridges too. Like especially Jeff Bridges now. Like you get exactly what you're gonna get with
Yeah.
this guy. Like
Mhm.
raspy
Sam
old cowboy.
Elliott.
Oh my god, how have we not talked about Sam Elliott's
Like,
voice?
I
Like,
don't think we've ever talked Sam Elliott ever, which is
I mean,
weird.
we've
which is a
probably
shame because he's a legend.
right. Like, I'm pretty sure we've brought him up somehow. Like maybe his stash or something. But yeah, that voice. I mean, the damn dude does Dodge or Ford pickup truck commercials. You know, it's just
Mhm.
I don't know. And Will Arnett's kind of like that too.
Will
but
Arnett has an amazing
he's
voice.
got a really good voice. Alan Tudyk,
oh,
man, he
yeah.
could do 1,000 different voices.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So we don't run.
McConaughey's got a pretty
Pretty-
distinct voice.
That's true. I mean, the same could be for Woody Harrelson too. If you're gonna put McConaughey in there, you could say Woody Harrelson. Man, this could go on. Willem Dafoe has a pretty
Oh,
good one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's like a character in everything he plays, but it's still that William Dafoe voice, you know. Oh, and of course, Sonny wanted me to mention Al Pacino because you know,
Wow.
the greatest, you know, just like how he talks.
Jack
De Niro,
Nicholson.
I don't. Oh, Jack Nicholson, yes,
Jack Nicholson.
that's
yeah.
a perfect one. Perfect one.
Brando.
Any actor that has been emulated on Saturday Night Live or in a spoof is definitely a
Right.
category, you know, person that has a
The whole cast of Godfather. Like,
yeah. Oh, but Nicholson, man, that's a good. How many times have you had people try to do that? Sounds like McConaughey. Forget it. I don't even know what I'm.
Yeah,
I can't
stop.
even do it. I thought that was a perfect Jack Nicholson.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, yeah. I guess
All
it's
right.
about.
I'll start my number
Okay.
one, and then Steven, and then Donald. Cool.
Sure.
All right.
Sounds good.
So my number one is based off of how smooth this guy is. And if he could narrate the shit out of a National Geographic TV show and keep you enthralled into it, then you know it's something great. And that voice is Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
the voice of God.
Voice of God.
And just when he speaks, you listen no matter what the hell he's talking about. And it's just such a velvety, rich, deep tone that you're just hypnotized into his voice. I sound like I am trying to make love to this man for
I was
some
about to
reason.
say, I'm hypnotized by your
I don't know.
description.
I'm like, I
Do you need to
think
get a room?
I need one of those bottles they found at Diddy's place.
No.
We
Well,
need to
that's
move on. I'm
I'm dead.
son of a.
that's an interesting way to describe. I don't think we've ever had a number one described that way in such a manner, Chris. It's
Yeah, I
a
don't think so either.
very
I got
passionate pick, man. I didn't realize it went that deep.
it didn't until I got a bottle of oil, so it's fine.
But if anybody deserves it, it's Morgan Freeman and
That's
his
right.
voice. You know, I always quote Lean on Me. Like that's my go-to Morgan Freeman movie, and not everybody we would. That's of like our generation, but like Lean on Me, it's like they call me Crazy Joe. Well, now they can call me Batman. You know, and it's just like, oh, and you know another thing about Morgan Freeman, it's if a actor or actress can narrate an entire movie where they are the narrator, then that obviously means that you have such a vocal presence about yourself. And I think, I mean, I don't think, I 100% believe that if Morgan Freeman didn't do the narration for the Shawshank Redemption, that movie
Oh yeah.
isn't half as good as it is. If you brought in some kind of like third perspective narrator, like an unknown narrator who's just kind of omniscient of everything going on, then it doesn't work as well. It works because of Morgan Freeman. And that, in my opinion, is like one of the best narrated films out there. And like you said, because of your pick, Chris, I mean, that's it, you know, it should be said Chris was gonna like say James Earl Jones. What was it, number 2 or something? I'm like,
Right.
that's so disrespectful. Like, this is about the man. But we all agreed that we're just gonna share him as like our universal number one. I mean, hell, the
Yeah.
whole episode's about it. But then, you know, I was kind of giving Chris some shit about it. But then I thought about it. I'm like, you know, even if Earl Jones was still alive, like he's great. But as far as like voices and favoritism, I mean, I think Morgan Freeman would have edged him out. So, Chris, I personally want to apologize to you for almost doing that. You know,
Thanks for bullying me. Appreciate
yeah.
that.
See, I bully him off the air when nobody can hear it, so I look like the sympathetic one on the radio waves. Chris gets all the hate mail because of that.
It's all right. That's what I'm here for. Deflection from you, Steven.
No, but that's an excellent pick.
All right. Number 1 for you, Steven.
My number 1 pick. I know we just said that we weren't going to do like voiceover actors, but it was too late. I thought, damn it, I probably should have changed it, but I used all of them on my honorable mentions, but I'll just go ahead and stick with it. It's Kevin Conroy, the iconic voice of Batman from the Batman animated series. He did Batman in as far as most of the video games, and even up until Batman year 1, he was the voice of Batman. And I have to give a shout out to Hamish Linklater, who did the voice of Batman and Bruce Wayne in that newest Prime series, Batman Year 1, which shit, that's a phenomenal series. It's so good. Bruce Timm came back. It's excellent. But Kevin Conroy really established the perfect voice of Batman and Bruce Wayne. He always made such a clear distinction of being Bruce Wayne and of being Batman. And it's personally my all-time favorite. I mean, we could have done a voiceover episode, but I mean, I don't know when we ever will. That's why I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and put Kevin Conroy as number 1. He's not an actor in anything else, but if we're going on just straight voices that are our favorites, he's definitely number 1.
Absolutely. When it's almost like my Sean Connery pick. Sometimes when you first hear somebody talk about Batman, that's one of the first voices that you hear in your head. That animated Batman voice. And then for some reason you hear that shitty Christian Bale voice. I don't know. But yeah, man, like Kevin Conroy with Batman, that's goes hand in hand. And shout out to Batman, he's getting his star on the Walk of Fame.
I forgot to mention that.
So
that's awesome. We should go to that, Chris.
I think my flight leaves next Wednesday.
After the event.
Yes.
It's awesome.
All right. So Donald, number one, close us out, my friend.
My number one is Vincent Price.
Yes. Okay.
I'm a big fan of like spooky and the macabre and like all of that, and it's getting to be that time of year.
Chris's
If you're our
favorite.
age, you've heard his version of The Raven a million times, and anytime someone mentions Edgar Allan Poe, you hear Vincent's voice. The Thriller is going to be played a lot in the next month or so, and Vince's voice, and it's just, it's so deep and like so perfect for those like spooky things. And he was always known for like the horror films, but he also did a lot of goofy, like, did you ever see any of the Dr. Goldfoot stuff?
Damn, that's some old stuff.
Austin Powers?
Yeah, man. If you like
He loves gold.
That's Gold Member, Chris.
Oh, okay.
Not Goldfoot.
But, Austin Powers kind of pulled a lot from those movies as much as he was pulling from 007. Like,
Jeremy would be pissed at you, Chris.
Yes, he would.
But yeah, that's kind of an inspiration, sure.
yeah, Vince, it's such a distinctive voice and so like silky and deep. Yeah.
You know what? When I think of Vincent Price, I mean, obviously he's got some of the most genre favorited sci-fi horror films from the 70s and 60s, and it's just like the one thing that I always think of is like in Edward Scissorhands when he's like, I know it's a little early for Christmas, Edward, but I've got a present for you. And he's about to give Edward his hands. Friggin' dies, man. I said, no, come back, Vincent. And then poor Edward, he's like trying to touch his face, and then the freak cuts him up because he's got scissors for hands. Oh man, something else that ends up happening, and it wasn't planned. It's just like Edward Scissorhands seems to show up every time the three of us are on a podcast together. He's like our mascot for these episodes. But I almost said Christopher Lee as my honorable mention because I was like, wait, did you say Christopher Lee or Vincent Price? That's why I didn't say that. That's why I was like, oh, Christopher Lee is 100% an honorable mention, if not in the top three himself. But
I don't know. Did we mention Sir Ian McKellen or Patrick Stewart?
No, we didn't mention.
Honorable.
Well, we mentioned Patrick Stewart as a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, same thing
in Green Room, but not so much as the things that he's more well regarded for. But yeah, I mean, Ian McKellen, what a fantastic voice.
If we were doing a voice actor one, it'd probably be Peter Cullen.
Yeah,
who's been the voice of Optimus Prime,
or Frank
since
Welker,
the 80s up to the most recent one. He's been doing that for 40-something years.
Yeah, there was a lot of guff about Chris Hemsworth as Optimus in this new Transformers one, which I hear is actually really, really good. But a lot of people were kind of upset about that. I mean, I was a little bit bummed because what a hell of a legacy. And if he's still able to do it, let him do it. But I think that they're trying to play it off as Optimus is really young in this. Like, he's not even a prime yet. So it's just kind of like, oh, so what? He can't be, Optimus.
Teenager Prime.
Right. And like Frank Welker, that's another one that, like Megatron, like that's really good. Oh shit. James Avery, Uncle Phil, he's a meme that goes around because he's the voice of Shredder in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh my God, I had no idea that Uncle Phil was Shredder. A great villainous performance. But back to Price. I mean, that's a fantastic one to end on. Absolutely. Good pick, Donald. Good pick.
And that is why you were thought of first to come on this episode specifically. But I think that rounds out and closes up our main topic for the evening. Donald, go ahead, let the people know where they can find you, can follow you, all your things, my friend.
I'll just keep it easy. DonaldWSears.com. Links to all my socials are there. Contact form if you want to get a hold of me for anything. Tell me how stupid I am and that I sound bad.
The very opposite. And be careful
Yeah.
what you wish for. You're like,
Oh,
damn, they
I hear
flooded
it already.
they flooded my website. My website crashed.
They crashed it.
All
Damn
right.
those screen addicts.
The Screen Addicts fanatics, man, they don't fuck around.
Mm-mm. They're fanatics for a reason.
That's right, baby.
All right, man. Donald, again, thanks, man, for always coming on and setting the Screen Addicts record for coming back and being a guest with Steven, because Steven,
Always happy to do it.
And
Pleasure
protecting
being
me.
here as always.
Steven needs as much backup as he can get all the time. Steven, anything else from you, my friend?
Yes, sir. Aside from, it was nice seeing you in person for our fantasy football yearly trip. That was always a pleasure. I
Come to
would,
Amarillo and don't even tell me.
it was a short trip, and I knew that was going to happen. I was like, you know what? I told Connor was with me, and I said, you know what? We're going to shotgun it. We got to get to this little fantasy football. It was, I don't know. I'm planning on coming back maybe for Christmas or after Christmas. So
Donald, to be fair, I said, hey, we should invite Donald out tonight. And Steven was like, nah, I don't
I don't want to see that guy.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, this monster.
Talking to him once every 3-4 months is more than I can handle.
Yeah.
We keep it strictly professional. That was a vote of confidence, Chris, you bastard.
Sorry.
But no, I'm planning on coming back after Christmas in December, so we'll definitely have to have a beer. We won't be limited to the thing. Chris is like, no, I'm good. Well, me and Donald will go have one. And
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you won't invite him. You're lying.
Invite who?
Donald.
Of course I will.
You're lying.
Anyway, so aside from that, I would like people to tune into my other podcast that I do called the Real Problems Podcast, and what that is I take one movie and talk about the troubled production of everything going on in that movie. I almost used it for my recently watched, but I haven't finished it yet, and it's going to be on a little preview. It's going to be on the movie Sorcerer. And that's the William Friedkin movie from the 70s. And man, I've got to tell you, I've got about 30 minutes left. I've never seen it before. I've always heard about it and Roy Scheider and all this and that, but that movie's absolutely fantastic so far.
Oh, yeah.
It is so damn good. And it's one of those movies where I'm like, this movie's been around for 1,000 years and I'm just now watching it because I do my research on the real problems and I look up movies that have troubled productions. I'm like, Sorcerer. I'm like, oh, Friedkin did this, the director of The Exorcist. Yeah, I'm sure it had some problems.
Mhm.
So then I start looking more into it. I'm like, you know what? Let me just watch the movie. Holy shit. It's absolutely fantastic. And it's not even about sorcerers or magic or anything. That's such a misleading title because when I heard it, I was like, oh, it's about like, what is this, like Lady Hawk or something? Like, what's going on? No, it's definitely not. Oh, you know what that reminded me of? Labyrinth, David Bowie. You want to talk about
David
the
Bowie.
Goblin
Oh
King?
my God.
How many times have we danced magic dance?
Dance, magic dance.
Slap that baby, make a bee, just like all that shit. Anyway, sorry.
Remind me of the babe.
Babe with the power. Sorry, Chris. The Real Problems podcast is now streaming on all podcasting platforms. So wherever you get your podcasts, you can listen to that, subscribe, like, comment, review, whatever. But that's all I got, Chris.
All right. And I do have to admit, if Steven does anything right, it is that Real Problems podcast.
Thanks, Chris.
See, I gave you a compliment.
Thank you.
No, it's an amazing show, guys. And if you definitely interested in any of the behind the scenes stuff and all the things that go on during productions of certain movies, it is a great listen. And Steven keeps it pretty short, so you can listen to it to your drive to work and then from home, and you'll be done. And
all under 30 minutes. That's my rule. All under 30.
not this show though.
No, not Screen Addicts. We talk as much as we want about shit.
But guys, again, thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us tonight for another week of the Screen Addicts podcast. And wherever you're listening to us, whether it's Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all the things, if you can, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you know exactly when we will be dropping new episodes and you will get the notifications. And since you're here already, go ahead and drop a review. 5 stars would be great. That just helps us get seen a little bit more in the podcast land. And then on to the social media platforms, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, X, or TikTok. Just look up the Screen Addicts podcast, look for our podcast art, and that is sure to be us. And then we would love for you to become one of our Screen Addicts fanatics in our private group on Facebook. So just search the Screen Addicts Fanatics group and request to be a member. That is usually where we are most active, dropping trailers and movie news and all the things related to Hollywood and pop culture are there. We have amazing group of people in there that keep it, you know, knock on wood. It is a great group of people. We have never had any big hate in that group. Nobody bad mouthing anything or getting into uh, social media fights. It's been an amazing group, and thank you, each and every single one of the people that are in there for keeping it what it's supposed to be. We appreciate every single one of you, just like we appreciate every single one of our listeners. But I think that's it for tonight. So, as for me, good night.
Adios, amigos, and viva la connery!
The best Spaniard ever.
No goodbyes.
Hey, bye.
Sorry. Bye. Well, that wraps
He just
that up.
staring at us like, bitch, hit stop.
I'm keeping all this, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. Keep it all.